Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical and welcome back to another video. Today for you guys I wanted to talk more about the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary madness that is going to ensue come April. Now I know I said that I wasn't going to be back in full force until February, and yes, I'm still sticking to that plan, but I thought I'd get another video out talking about this stuff only because I'm so damn excited. I am on the edge of my nutsack. I am literally sweating in anticipation. I just had to get another piece of content out. Today I really wanted to talk specifically about Kingdom Hearts 4 and the potential projects that Square Enix might step forward to reveal. Now as we know, on April 10th we are going to be getting a massive Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary event that is going to consist of a bunch of different celebrations to do with a concert, a QA with the development team, some kind of exhibition, and apparently much more. I would say absolutely we are going to get a slight little tease or insight towards exactly what the teams have been working on over the past few years since Kingdom Hearts 3. As we've known for some time now, the Kingdom Hearts specific teams at Square Enix have been working on multiple different Kingdom Hearts projects. As we know, we are in Phase 2 of Kingdom Hearts. We received a little Phase 2 template with a bunch of unfilled boxes, which I'm hoping to see that template kind of pop up again during this Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary event to see some of these unfilled squares filled in, because there's quite a few of them, which really heavily insinuates that there are multiple different things in the works as of right now. I wanted to, though, specifically talk about Kingdom Hearts 4, and I know that almost seems wacko because it was only back in 2019 that we received Kingdom Hearts 3, and as we all know, the wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 was strenuous. It's not like we went without any Kingdom Hearts content for years and years on end. To think that there was actually a time where for 4 consecutive years we got a new Kingdom Hearts game. 2009 we got Days, 2010 we got Birth by Sleep, 2011 Kingdom Hearts Recoded, and 2012 Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. Of course from there on in we started to get the HD remixes, but that's pretty insane to think about. But it is weird to be talking about Kingdom Hearts 4 just because of the space of time between Kingdom Hearts 2 to that of Kingdom Hearts 3. However though, I definitely do have a gut feeling that Kingdom Hearts 4 is definitely a game that is currently being worked on as of right now, and possibly, we might actually get to see some sort of reveal towards the 4th numbered title come April of this year. Of course, I could be just shooting my shot way too confidently here. It's very likely that the next Kingdom Hearts game could of course be a subtitled game, maybe one that revolves around Yozora, or it could be some kind of Dream Drop Distance setup where it's split between 2 characters. But I don't know, the optimism in me for some reason just leans towards literally Kingdom Hearts 4. Now I do want to remind everyone that the development period for this 4th numbered title will not be as long as Kingdom Hearts 3's development period was. Of course it was an extremely stretched out development cycle, one that hit quite a few hiccups in the sense of an engine change, and one that also suffered from a common trend with Square Enix announcing their games way too early. This certainly happened with KH3. However though, now that Square Enix do have expertise within the Unreal Engine and that assets for modern era Kingdom Hearts have been created within this engine, yeah, the development cycle for 4 will take nowhere near as long as 3. I personally believe that a 3 to 4 year development period for that of Kingdom Hearts 4 is pretty sufficient. So I want to talk about some things that could potentially point towards a Kingdom Hearts 4 announcement with this upcoming event. Now, bear with me, some of this stuff might seem like it's reaching, but I've come to learn that when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, nothing is really a coincidence, and that cryptic messages and signals and hints is something that Square Enix and Tetsuya Nomura love to play into. Now, I've been staring at this 20th anniversary picture trying to decipher some kind of clues or hints, but there really isn't too much to kind of take away from here other than yeah, a lot of interesting little screenshots of Kingdom Hearts from throughout the multiple different games. The pattern specifically though I do find interesting. It's the sort of 4-leafed flower pattern that really does stick out to me a lot. Yes, I am literally sitting here losing my mind saying, could the four-leafed pattern potentially point towards Kingdom Hearts 4? I mean, call me Albert Einstein if you absolutely need to. Also the fact that, like, this event is happening in April, the 4th month of the year, I find a little bit uncanny. That, of course, also does sort of align up with the whole 13 days after the initial release date of the very first Kingdom Hearts game, so the whole April thing could just specifically be for the whole 13 thing. But I don't know, man, the 4th month still just seems a little bit uncanny to me. On top of that too, when I'm also looking at this like weird flower pattern, it almost resembles an X, which of course we know the X, or as it's sometimes referred to as the recusant sigil, is something that appears throughout Kingdom Hearts quite often too. What's interesting though is when looking specifically at the Scala language, the icon that refers to that of the number 4 is actually an X. We should also think back to the internal database leak that happened with NVIDIA last year that turned out to be very true. It contained a whole list of games that were yet to be revealed. And as time took its course, it turned out that a lot of the games that were within this list turned out to be actual real games that were, yes, coming to PC. Kingdom Hearts 4 was of course one of the games that were listed within this list. And also too, I would expect that for the future of the Kingdom Hearts games, I am expecting a day one PC release, or at the very least a PC version releasing a few months after the initial console releases. It would be a little bit too strange or awkward to receive the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts series, but moving forward, the future games don't come to PC. I think it's just a thing to be expected now that Kingdom Hearts now has a home on PC. I think it's also worth mentioning the very first Kingdom Hearts 4 rumor that came out back in September of 2020. This was also around the same time that the Kingdom Hearts Disney Plus series rumor also popped up too, and also comes from the same person that broke that news story, who was Emra Kaya. Of course, keeping in mind though, as far as the Disney Plus series rumor goes, it is still considered a rumor. We don't really have any legitimacy behind this, other than the fact that a lot of people within the industry actually ended up coming out to say, yes, this is true, but that currently is all that we have to go off of. Still, if we do though end up seeing a Disney Plus series reveal during this whole 20th anniversary event, then this could potentially give some legitimacy behind this Kingdom Hearts 4 claim. This is what the rumor about Kingdom Hearts 4 from Emra Kaya said. Pre-production on the 4th Kingdom Hearts game begun last November, so this came out in September of 2020, so she's referring to that of November of 2019. Keeping in mind that's not totally unrealistic for the whole pre-production side of Kingdom Hearts 4 to begin, as of course Kingdom Hearts 3 ended up releasing in January of 2019. So yeah, it kind of would make sense that if the next major Kingdom Hearts installment is Kingdom Hearts 4, it probably would have gone into pre-production around November of 2019. She went on to claim that apparently Square have eyes on Frozen 2, and that's basically about it. That in the sense, we can pretty much all expect that Frozen 2 is probably going to be in the next upcoming big Kingdom Hearts game, or will at least be in a future Kingdom Hearts game. So I don't know, there's just like a few different things here that have been floating around that sort of lead me to believe that, yeah, possibly Kingdom Hearts 4 might actually be on the horizon and could very well be the next major Kingdom Hearts game. I also want to remind people that when looking at Kingdom Hearts 1 to 2, there was only one bridge title, and I like to call it a bridge title because that's kind of what it is, and that was Chain of Memories. In a sense, I kind of look at Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory as a bridge title. It wouldn't surprise me if we go from Kingdom Hearts 3 to a bridge title, that being MOM, and then just straight into 4, wasting no time. Kingdom Hearts 4 would mark the very first sort of proper game in what is Phase 2 of Kingdom Hearts, the next saga, now that we're out of the Xehanort saga. And because this is the very beginning of a brand new Kingdom Hearts saga, a new chapter in the Kingdom Hearts series, I think it makes the most sense to start it off with a numbered title game, not so much a subtitled game. Of course, I don't make the rules. They totally could start off this next saga with a subtitled entry. Because of how many subtitled games came out between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3, I think there is this kind of expectation now that there needs to be an abundance of subtitled games before we finally reach the next numbered game. However though, we do know that there are multiple projects, so in the sense of potentially something else that I would like to see pop up, of course, I have mentioned the Disney Plus series. That would be an absolutely amazing thing to see Kingdom Hearts go into a different medium, that being the film side of things. And considering how video game adapted series are going as of right now, they're pretty damn successful. I would almost bet that this is something that Disney want to jump onto, considering that they have their very own streaming platform. But aside from Kingdom Hearts 4 and a Disney Plus series, I've always been talking about this, some sort of Kingdom Hearts Key Saga remake type thing. And I've always said I don't really care if it's some sort of MMO or if it's some sort of self-contained, maybe movie thing, a retelling, or like a proper single player game. I really just don't care what it is, but I think there just needs to be an easier way to access the lore that is within the Key Saga, as it is going to be so vital to understanding what is going to transpire in this upcoming next Kingdom Hearts saga. That, for me personally, is my wish list in the sense of project reveals for this year, for the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary event. Also keeping in mind too, all of these reveals and projects and stuff might not end up happening at the April event. Square has specifically said that they are kicking off the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary with this event, but that there is going to be more that will follow throughout this year. So I would say don't expect like absolutely everything to kind of come out of the event come April, because there's likely to be more reveals as the year progresses. However guys, that's all for today. Just some thoughts that I wanted to spew into your YouTube feed. Whatever comes out of this event though, either way, I'm probably going to be just absolutely ecstatic. Though I do have a good feeling that we are going to see what is next to come for Kingdom Hearts. I'm also hoping that we do get some sort of behind the scenes type information about the development cycles of different Kingdom Hearts games, as there is going to be a sit down session and Q&A with the dev team. So aside from new stuff, it's also exciting to know that we're probably going to learn more about Kingdom Hearts' development history, maybe some scrapped ideas, concepts and stuff that they were once wanting to use, but those never came to fruition. I think there's a lot to be excited about here. However guys, that's all for today. I'm Cynical. Hopefully you dudes are having an absolutely fantastic one, and I'll see you guys real soon. Peace.